Let me ask you something, Joe. Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years? Or let me put it a different way. It's clear to me that you are exploring something, and you're trying to project your mind into another greater realm. What exactly? How do you see this odyssey that you're on right now? What are you aiming for? What are you hoping to achieve 5 years, 10 years from now? Who do you hope to be?
I don't.
I
don't think like that.
You don't?
No, I just do things that I like to do. I'm very simple. No, legitimately, I don't have goals like that. I try to do better at everything that I do. Like, I would like to be better at archery. I would like to be better at playing pool. I'd like to be better at stand-up comedy. I'd like to be better at being a podcast host. I'd like to be better at doing UFC commentary. So every time I do a thing, I assess my performance, I think about it, I write things down, I work hard at it. And I do the same with being a father. I do the same with being a husband. I do the same with being a friend. I do the same with being an employer.
I think you may be overly modest here now, because I know that you're just from the people that you bring on the show, you're exposing yourself to all kinds of different points of view, right?
And I'm also exposing the world to them. That's part of my goal too. When someone's interesting,
like you say, you have a great curiosity. You're not doing that because you're not interested in it.
Right.
You're interested in it.
I'm definitely
right?
interested. Yes.
And you're also exploring kind of inner worlds, your own inner world.
Yes.
With the help of chemicals or whatever it is. So it's more than just getting better at something, isn't it?
Yes, but I'm genuinely not trying. I don't have a goal. I genuinely don't have a goal, is what I mean. My goal is to just get better at all the things I'm doing and to understand life, to do, which is probably impossible, but I'm trying to understand it better than I do. And I definitely understand it better now than I did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Like, I feel like every year I get better at it. And I think as long as you don't define yourself. Like, some people say, well, I'm, 46 years old. This is about as smart as I'm ever going to get. This is me. If I'm, still smoking cigarettes and drinking every night, this is me. Like, I don't buy into that. I feel like you're a living human being. If you're alive, you can get better at everything you do. You get better at being a person. I think there's an art to being a person. And I think that the more things you encounter, the more disciplines you take on, the more you focus on whatever craft it is that you're obsessed with, that you find creatively satisfying, the more you do that, the better you get at all the things you do. That's what I think.
Okay.
So I feel like if I had like this goal, like if I had a goal ever, it was the beginning of my comedy career was like, I want to be a professional. I want to be able to make a living telling jokes. Because, me and my friend Greg Fitzsimmons, we started out at the same time, like a week apart from each other in Boston. And we would sit around and we'd talk, man, imagine if you could just pay your bills doing stand-up. Because he was working in catering and I was driving limos. And we would get together like after shows and just hang out, maybe, have some dinner or something. And we'd be just like, oh, someday, man, imagine that. Just being just nothing but a comedian. Like, that's how you make your living. That would be so amazing. So that was the only goal we ever had. And then once that, like, the idea of a career seems so preposterous. Like, what career? Like, what does that mean? Like, it didn't. So, but then once we started making a living, and then we started doing better, and then things started happening, and Greg went on to win Emmys for writing, and like, he's got comedy specials, he tours all over the world. Like, it did eventually become a thing where you are a professional, and then you have these sort of goals inside that profession. Like, I'd like to do a new comedy special within the next 12 months. I think my material's ready. So we talk like that, but I don't ever say, like, in 10 years I want to be this and that, and in 15 years I want this. I don't think like that. I just keep going. I keep on trucking.